Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Palantir. The ticker goes in PLTR. I'm going to be giving you an update here for the latest developments, a bit going over the earnings and what I expect for the next year or so, and a bit of technical analysis. So let's jump right into this one. Palantir. I did talk about this one multiple times before. My last video is in the description below. Nonetheless, let's take a quick look into who they are. Well, first off, if you haven't heard about them before, they have three main products. They have Foundry, Gotham, and Apollo. So they usually give you kind of a sense through demos that you're able to go on and check out. So they have, for instance, demo decks, etc. But to sum it up, they are not only a data analytical solution company, but more of a software solution company in that sense, and a technological company. And they do have multiple partners, and you get to see a lot of these news and PRs that keep coming on almost at its usual pace. For instance, Palantir reports 49% revenue growth. I'll go through that in a second. They also have technology contracts with the Royal Navy and the US Coast Guard. Also, you have the first USG Chief Medical Officer hiring there, and a lot of different PRs that they do give you on a regular. But first off, let's go back towards that earning. So the total revenue grew by 49% year over year to $341 million. I'll show you in a second how that compares per the last 4 quarters. Now, the US commercial revenue grew 72% year over year. Meanwhile, the US government revenue increased by 83%. Now, the cash flow operations of $117 million, up $404 million year over year, representing a 34% margin. The adjusted free cash flow of $151 million, up $441 million year over year, and representing a 44% margin. Now, the GAAP net loss per share diluted of 0.07 per share. And the adjusted earning per share diluted was somewhere around 4 cents a share. Now, I'll go through something here similar to that, but just to keep a note here that the adjusted earnings per share is 0.04, and the outlook for the second quarter 2021 shows you a $360 million in revenue, representing a year-over-year growth of 43% with adjusted operating margin of 23%. Now, for the full year, they expected a free cash flow in excess of $150 million. Now, if we were to go back and try to compare this on, you're looking into on the second quarter of 2020, 251 million, third quarter of 2020, 289 million in revenue, and in the fourth quarter, 322 million, and in the first quarter of 2021, 341 million. So they're seeing that kind of expansion around almost roughly 20 to 30 million each quarter, which is on par from what they're actually estimating, a revenue of $360 million in the second quarter of 2021. Now, this is one of the first times that they actually just meet the actual EPS consensus rather than beat it out. So usually they beat it out by a good amount from actual to estimates. And in that sense, it might have been a cause a little bit of it not massively exploding, but it did benefit a little bit of a further push. And I'll refer to that in a second as well in the technical analysis. Now, another thing that you want to look at here is their net. Their total expenses, for instance, you're looking into quarter per quarter. You did see a brief increase in one of the quarters because of them going public, but the end level or the end bottom line is still negative. And in that sense, you're able to as well see it here. You're looking at a net loss in this quarter of around $123 million. Now, that is massive, but they do estimate with the adjusted net income of having a positive net income of $82.6 million and adjusted EBITDA of $120 million. So you get to see it's a little bit mixed here and there, and you're able to see that they're able to probably sustain themselves, but they have a bit of points here and there to work on. Nonetheless, overall, it does look bullish in the longer term. Now, before we move on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click down below, click the like button, subscribe, and leave notifications on. And if you would like to join our Discord, it's totally free. It's in the description below. Now, another thing I want to show you here is the institutional buyers. And so institutional buyers here, you're able to see that historically they've been very bullish. Currently, it's a little bit mixed. So a company like Stevens Inc. Corporations added around 67,400 shares. Meanwhile, companies like Merit Assets and Anchorage Capital liquidated their entire position. And so it is a little bit mixed here and there. Now, we can move on now towards technical analysis. So from a technical analysis standpoint of view, on the one-day perspective, it looks like this reversal has already gone underway on around the 11th of May, and MACD is attempting a bullish reversal coming in next week. So we definitely see a massive push from the $17 level all the way coming up to around the $20 level. Now, momentum has improved a lot from where it was before at around negative 5.51 to where it is right now at negative 3.77. Now, when it comes in towards the willing percent R, it is neither overbought or oversold. It is somewhere in the middle. Now, the ADX is sitting at 29.88, suggesting a bullish reversal in that action and a bullish trend. So that's definitely something to look for. Now, the 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and the current price point is really just on the borderline touching that trading action zone. And so what is that trading action zone? Is the distance between these two, and it is where most positive reversals occur between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA. That's 21.85 and 20.1 respectively. Now the 50 SMA is below, or sorry, above the price point, and the price point is below there, and that is a bearish indicator. So all in all, it is more bullish than bearish with a very strong chance for a net positive trend. Now, on the stochastic fast and the stochastic slow, both are indicating that this is actually perhaps a trend, and there is another leg for this one. As you get to see, the stochastic fast is having a little bit of trouble, but it is generally moving forward and upwards. Now, in terms of Palantir moving averages, this one has been trading alongside the Bollinger Bands. Now, the top one is 25.23, the bottom one is 17.96. Now, on the chart here, on the Fibonacci scale, what you get to see is that there is a significant support level at the 1743. Resistances 2269, 2695, 3121, 3726, and 4498. The other supports 1743 and 8092. Now, a quick thing on the price line action where we really care about these supports. There is a significant support level sitting very closer to the 1904. Now, below there, you're looking down to the 1842, and then down to the 1778, and then down a little bit towards the 1591, 1434, and 1118. Significant resistance levels are 2023 going up to 2052, 2332, going upwards to 2443, and going 2537, and then moving up to 2724, 2886, 3027, 3122, 3369, jumping to 3604, and 3822. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? I'm definitely a lot more bullish than bearish onto this one. Their fundamentals might not be there in terms of the price over book and price over sales, and that is something that is acceptable with a lot of these companies. Technologies companies are generally looking way forward in even sometimes a scale of 5 years and putting their valuation on multiples of that, not what is currently being produced. And currently, they're increasing the revenues at around the pace of $20 to $30 million per quarter. That means, in a general sense, that every year or so, you're increasing a really good amount. So in 3 or 4 years, do the math, you're doing 20 to 30 million, let's say 25 million extra every quarter. That means per year, you're increasing first quarter 25 million, second quarter 50 million, third quarter 75 million. You're starting to add up 150 million, and then from there 250 million per year increase in the income. So in theory, by next year, you're almost increasing the net income around 100% from where it is currently. Now that is massive in my books. Now, in general, you're talking about year over year, but in terms of quarter, it's going to take some time. So what do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.